Welcome back. Southern Lightwork. I'm going to do another reading, but specifically, intentionally, a love reading. I want to get messages from the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. My table squeaking. Yeah, I wasn't going to, and then I channeled a song, just a piece of it. If anybody knows the group Floetry, I don't even think they're still together or still recording, but like they had 2 albums, Marsha Ambrosius and forgive me, I can't remember the other woman's name. Let me look it up. But what I heard was, it's getting late. Why you gotta be here? It's called Getting Late. Why you gotta be here beside me, watching, needing, wanting me, but I'm afraid. And then in a little voice she says, don't be, but I'm afraid, don't be. I'm so scared that you'll hurt me twice. So that's the energy. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I don't want this to be too long, but look that up if you don't know that song, you don't know the lyrics. Getting Late. It's Getting Late by Floetry, Floetry. British duo sisters that not blood sisters, but sisters, like, you know how black people say sisters. Really good album. The first one, Say Yes, is also one of the, oh my gosh, love that song. So it's a classic at this point. But yeah, I feel like that's the energy that I'm picking up, that somebody is scared. So this is not scared to communicate, scared to reach out, scared to see you. They're scared that they'll be hurt by you. And you know, the strongest of us are afraid of being hurt because our feelings are so real, that they're so strong, that they're for somebody who, you know, the ones that you really love and care about can hurt you the deepest. I'm also hearing Sheryl Crow, the first cut is the deepest. Somebody was burned by their first love. The first cut is the deepest. Yeah, so it's like they were hurt by the first person they fell in love with so deeply that they're afraid of being in love with you and you hurting them even worse than the first time. Oh, okay, Spirit. Thank you. Let's thank our ancestors because this message is hot. Okay. Thank you for this opportunity to tap into this energy. I will not delay this with my prayer. You know my heart. You know my intention. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your guidance. Thank the Most High God for protection, for clarity, for the correct answers, the correct information, sending Metatron and Michael to preside over this channeled message. I almost feel like I don't even want to get any cards, but yeah, music is significant for whoever it is. And I'm also getting that, like, this may be somebody who almost speaks in lyrics. like somebody that will be having a regular conversation with somebody, and the next thing you know, they're saying their own words, and then they're reciting a lyric from a song, or a rap. You know, like, that may be something that folks might find off-putting about this person. Yeah, or they just one of those people that, I'm like this too, there's a lyric. I feel like there's a song for everything. There's a lyric for every situation, every scenario, every conversation. Something can come up and the next thing you say could be a lyric from a song. So I get that. I get it. So, we got a few decks out here. Pulled them out when I started feeling this energy, and then the songs came in. So let's see if these still make sense. I've got one of my own personal decks here. It's not even named. It's a no-name deck. But I just have some kind of random messages. Don't have anything to do with each other. Just to see if we can get any idea what this energy is. Kind of a context. Now forgive my poor little skin. Still just trying to repair it. I've got eczema flare-up is trying to hang on to me. I'm trying to take care of it, but okay. You know what else I just remembered that may be relevant? I was coming back home earlier today from running some errands, and I saw some birds getting it on in my yard. So I have mulch. There's the 4 little young trees in my yard, and I just happened to turn around and look towards this tree, and they are getting it right there. And for some reason, that felt like a message. It felt like, you know, somebody wants to get it on anywhere, no matter who's watching. So this might be spicy. I don't know. We're gonna see. What was it? I finally found. I was trying to find what kind of bird it was, and this is exactly what I googled it, and this is exactly what I saw. I hope this is okay for YouTube. But it was like somebody getting a piggyback ride. Like what? Oh no, okay. That's what it was like. So if you've ever caught some birds doing it, you know what I'm talking about. But you know, everything is relevant. Everything is relevant. So am I looking for stuff? Maybe, but it's looking for me too. I also saw lots of crows today. Lots of crows, and you know, it can sum it up to they're just flying in the sky. It's not that amazing, but when you happen to look a certain way and there's one right there, or you happen to look a certain way and it lands right there at the exact moment, you get what I'm saying. It's not chance, okay? Nothing is by chance. Just try to accept that. Everything is, let me be careful how I say this. I don't feel like it's necessarily orchestrated, because I think energy does change. I believe the energy changes, but I think that there are signs from the universe that are intended for you at the exact moment that you get them. And if you're paying attention, the number synchronicities, if you're paying attention, then, you know, you'll catch it. It's like building another level of self-awareness. So, yeah, that's for somebody. Just trust when you see something and your intuition tells you that means something. There's some reason for me seeing that. There's something to that. Just trust it. Trust in it. Spirit wants you to trust your intuition, because that is the most important thing for just walking through life, getting through life, trusting yourself, loving yourself. Okay, so first card. Let's find out about this energy. Is this love? Is this lust? Is it both? Are we feeling randy tonight? What is going on? Why are we afraid of being hurt twice. And I think it's got 2 cards flipped. Summer and winter. Okay, so maybe one of you is born in winter, one's born in summer, or something significant about those seasons. Maybe somebody's favorites. I'm gonna get 5 of these. Cord cut. Okay. So that might be advice. That might be news. Maybe somebody cut a cord. Vacay. Somebody's on vacation right now, or somebody's about to go on vacation. That is, I'm jealous a little bit. Yes, please. Okay. What else? Maybe a winter and summer vacation with skates on. This is the fire horse energy. This fire horse energy. When I tell you, everything is speeding up. It's speeding up. Now laugh at my little drawing of a skate. Don't laugh. It's okay. You can laugh. You can laugh. I laughed at myself. Interesting. And what is at the bottom of the deck? Earth. You know, when I tell you that every single time I pull charms, the last like 4 or 5 times I pull an earth sign, either Taurus, Capricorn, usually Taurus or Capricorn, and pull all kinds of earth related stuff. So there's something about earth. There's something about either an earth sign or which Virgo's at the end of summer, but then you also have Capricorn in winter. So Taurus is summerish too, spring, summer. So maybe that's more earth energy. Maybe there's something to do with earth. I'm getting breaking ground. Somebody's breaking ground on something or being grounded. Focusing on being more grounded. So I got my 2 Burning Heart Love Oracle decks. The 2 that I designated, one as feminine, one as masculine. So I want to get some messages from each. However you identify, regardless of gender, regardless of biology. If there are 2 masculines, 2 feminines. 2 women, 2 men, but there's a masculine and feminine energy, right? Hope y'all understand that, because a lot of people get offended. But I'm not going to be offensive because I identify as queer, bisexual. So I don't know if I've ever said that, but just so you know. So I'm not gonna intentionally say anything to offend anyone, or also not a TERF. I'm not gonna say any transphobic stuff on this channel. No issues with non-binary folks. Like, if you have a problem with that, then I wish you the best. But yeah, that's what time it is around here. Again, we say that because somebody need to hear it. All right. Masculine message is the word that I would like to say from the feminine. Messages from the feminine. Let's get 2 each. What does the feminine want to say to the masculine? Oh, thank you. Got 2. A 9 and a 10. I'm afraid that I lost you forever and I don't want to be toxic anymore. Okay, that is growth. That is for sure some growth. Okay. And I'll get the bottom of the deck too. What she or he, feminine, doesn't want to say is, you tame my demons. Okay. That's good. That's what you want, is a 22. 9, 10, or 22 could be significant. 9, 10 is a believe that's a Virgo. 922 though would be a Libra. Any combination of those. Take what resonates. I'm also getting that this is about the last year and this year. The 2025 was a 9 year. I'm afraid that I lost you. Maybe that's an old energy. And I don't want to be toxic anymore. It's the new energy. Somebody is evolving. You tame my demons though. Like I'm getting demon time, definitely. Maybe somebody was a little more open sexually than, and so let me clarify. I'm not saying that people's sexuality, sexual orientation, or anything is related to demons. I'm just saying maybe somebody has changed the way they feel about sexuality or monogamy even. Yeah, that just came through from that. Because that's how people talk about demons. I'm not making a value judgment. I'm just saying that's what energy I feel from that card. Okay, I've shuffled these enough. What does the masculine have to say to the feminine? Give me two, please. One at a time. It's also okay. I'm afraid of commitment. Okay. That's a 36. What does that equal? A 9. What else does masculine want to say? I've been working on myself. Well, good for you. That's a 31. That reduces to a 4. So what they don't want to say yet, maybe, is you're always on my mind. It's a 30. Reduces to a 3. So we got a 9, a 4, and a 3 for the masculine. Okay. Well, I'm going to get a few love oracle cards. Actually, let me move this around because I think I'm about to take my cards out of the frame and move the candle here. Sorry if it's taking it. It's still lit, y'all. I promise. Got an eternal flame. Oh, that's another song. That's another song by the Bengals from the 80s, late 80s. I'm not gonna tell you what. No, I don't care. I was in 5th grade, I want to say, when that song came out. I remember it's one of those visceral memories, or like a photographic memory I have of that song, listening to that and like hula hooping with my best friend in her garage. And that song was playing. That's funny. I've not thought about that until right now. Something makes you nostalgic, or makes your person nostalgic about each other. Like maybe you make each other nostalgic. I'm feeling like, and I just had a childhood memory attached to that song. Is this burning an eternal flame? Maybe you've known each other since childhood. That comes out a lot. That's my 6 of Cups card. I always think of that card. But it doesn't have to be like actual childhood, but maybe just known each other for a long time. Feels like you've known each other for that long. Definitely feel like home. But it's an eternal flame. Like, that's giving me past life. So what is the cord cut here for? That's what I want to know about. What is this cord cut about? Because it doesn't say cord cutting or needs to be. It's cut. I'm afraid I lost you forever. I don't want to be toxic anymore. What is the feminine also saying? What else does the feminine want to say? Chasing, pursuit, toxicity, resilience. Uh-oh. This is the past energy. I'm afraid I lost you, and maybe the feminine, if this is you, maybe you were chasing. Because, you know, as they say, if it's a twin flame dynamic, you're not supposed to chase. Feminine's not supposed to chase. And that could be the past energy. about I don't want to be toxic anymore. Finality. Farewells leave behind and closure. Oh. See, this is giving me somebody is leaving an old way of being behind. You tame my demons. Farewells leaving behind and closure. They're leaving somebody. I feel like they're either leaving somebody or a way of being. But it's heavy on a way of being. Taming demons. What's the bottom of the deck? Apology. Forgiveness, return, sorry. Does the feminine have an apology? Okay. Maybe. And again, feminine could be the man or the woman. Just whatever resonates for your situation. Just keep that. I keep saying it because I just want it to be clear that, you know, it's easy to get caught up in the gender norms that we all have been raised to accept, and it can really mess up your understanding of this energy or feel doubtful. I don't want anybody to feel doubtful. I want to give the truth, but I don't want to make anybody feel like hopeless. Just use your discernment, please. I'm so scared that you'll hurt me twice. And the way she says that in that song, like, but I'm afraid, don't be. It's almost like it's a conversation. It's a call and response. But I'm afraid, don't be. And if this masculine is afraid of commitment because they've been hurt by that first love. What else do they want to say to the feminine? Rejection, abandoned, dismissed, irrational fear. Yeah, they're afraid. It's an irrational fear that that the feminine is going to hurt them like the first time they were hurt. Which tells me they feel as deeply for the feminine as they did that first time they fell in love. And it's probably scaring the shit out of them. They're so afraid of commitment. They're not afraid of commitment. They're afraid of commitment with their feminine, with their counterpart. Because it feels fraudulent. Because it's so strong. And they've been so hurt. Have I been working on myself? Oh, okay. Possibilities and free-spirited adventure and risks and conflict. Clashing differences. Incompatibility. So, look how different these are. These are, I guess this is some type of wheat, some type of grass, foliage. I can't think of the words. I'm sorry, it's late. But it's bright yellow. It looks like they're in the sunset or sunrise, being illuminated by the sun. And this one is cold and dry and icy and looks like a cold winter night somewhere. Clashing differences and incompatibility. So, if they're working on themselves, they're dealing with the conflict, possibly getting, maybe that's the cord cut. They're cutting a cord with somebody because they're realizing the possibilities. And that doesn't have to be another romantic relationship. It could be anything. Family, job, addictions even. But just bad patterns, you know, like recognizing the patterns that may have gotten them into whatever they've been into, whatever relationships they've had since that first one. But the bottom of the deck is pain, apprehensive, afraid, and cautious. Yeah, they are almost crippled by this fear. But with skates on, it doesn't feel like they're going to stay there, though. Like, maybe that was just the initial feeling. Or maybe they're just going back and forth. They can't really stay in the energy of I'm ready, I'm coming, I want to do this, because they keep thinking about this rejection, this original sin I'm hearing. Wow, that's extra. But just the original heartbreak, like the original heartbreak. I'm also just hear the NE Heartbreak New Edition. That song where they're talking about all of the girls that they meet on their tours and basically groupies, and they can't be with any of them. Like there's always some catch. There's always something wrong. It was a third row heartbreak. It was I can't remember the other ones right now, but each one they're talking about how they can't really find love on tour because they never work out, is what they're saying. So this person may be popular. This person may travel a lot. This person may have a whole lot of people interested in them, just in general. And they're just worried that they haven't had a successful relationship, so they're worried about it not working out with you because you would break their heart. And maybe they just feel like they can't withstand another heartbreak. Let's see what tarot has to say. I'm using the Lost Soul Tarot, one of my favorites. Time we got on the timer. Okay. Feminine first. Let's see what the feminine energy, for some advice. This chasing energy, has the feminine overcome the chasing energy? Okay. Whoa. Already got the Seven of Cups and Death. That's a yes. That is a yes. The feminine has overcome that chasing energy, made this decision. Maybe the most unexpected, maybe the most difficult, but you tame my demons? Yeah, the feminine is done with old ways, old patterns, chasing. Because that's what that is like maybe even the demons include the chasing behavior, like maybe always feeling insecure about connections, not trusting them, bending over backwards, people pleasing their partners, and just not actually forming real bonds but trauma bonds. So it's a hard decision. It's a hard thing to overcome. If you've ever been, or if you're an not avoidant, somebody who attaches anxiously to people. It's a type of insecure attachment if you tend to be really suspicious with no reason to be, or like no evidence of need to be suspicious, because let's be real, some folks like just make you suspicious because they withhold information and bring out the anxiety. But if that's like your go-to, is that I need reassurance constantly, or this person hasn't done anything to me but I'm afraid, so I am looking too hard for evidence that something's wrong, so that's a demon too. It is an attachment. It doesn't have to be a person. It can be a obsessive, possessive, anxious behavior. Okay, what about I don't want to be toxic anymore, and this finality? What is that? Ooh, 8 of Pentacles. Feminine is still working on it. Like diligent work. This is not just having an idea, writing it down, put it on a vision board. This is action. This is action. The feminine is working on this. Because they're done. We got the Death and finality. And they want to apologize and return. They're sorry. Maybe they hung too tight. They were holding on too tight and made the masculine feel like this might be a repeat. Maybe that was a behavior exhibited by that first love that broke their heart. And they just like ran from it. Even though they're afraid of rejection, they rejected the feminine too. Damn. Yeah, maybe they rejected the feminine too. Maybe that's what this skate was skates on. They ran from the connection. They ran from how they felt. Let's see what so I guess we're getting just clarification. I don't know if this is really advice. Maybe we'll get advice from charms about rejection for masculine. Where okay. 2 of Cups. They know it's divine love. And I'm getting they know that it's mutual. They know it's mutual. Maybe they were going from I'm afraid of rejection to I'm sure. They know. They know it's mutual now. What about possibilities and conflict? Let's clarification on that. Temperance. Talk about balance. And it's almost in reverse, but it's like this card has so many different meanings for me. It's in this context, it's balance and it's ego death, and it's like I'm getting leaving something behind. I've been working on myself. Possibilities, being free spirited, adventure, risks, and clashing differences. They're leaving behind. Maybe they were compromising wherever they're coming from, and they're not compromising anymore. Temperance and yeah, they're not compromising where they are anymore, because they've seen the possibilities of what it's like to. Oh wow, okay. I just felt that one in my. I just felt that in my heart chakra. They can see the stark difference between what this feels like and what this can feel like. And they're done compromising. That's working on themselves. They're working on themselves for stability. They're feeling a whole lot more stable, which results in forward movement. The bottom of the deck. I didn't get the bottom of the deck for the feminine, but it's strength. I feel like that's both of them. Both masculine and feminine are exhibiting strength right now, and that's another 8. Both exhibiting strength. Yeah, you are. So let me get some advice from the charms. I'm gonna call it a reading, because this is proud of y'all. Whoever you are, I'm proud of you. You're an Earth Gang. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Just playing that last night on the bass. What do these two need to know? I want to separate these. I just want some general advice for both. Hamsa. Protection. Stay protected. Stay grounded. Well, by staying grounded, you are also protecting yourself. Because the way I think about that is like, you can work on your vibration, raising your vibration, raise your vibration, and being so stuck in the clouds that you're susceptible to attack, to and not everybody's doing spell work out here, so I'm not even going to try to get views for that. But just like, you have to stay connected to the earth. You have to stay connected to the 3D in some way. Even if you are completely spiritual, you live your life in such a way that you don't really have to interact with the outside world, but in order to make it here, before we transition to the other realm, like, you have to still participate. You still have to participate in some way in this earthly realm in order to get by. So that's what protects you. Communing with the earth, getting outside, I love to go and touch trees. I don't hug them because I don't want bugs on me. But I'm not that spiritual yet, but I just touch them, like, touch some earth, repot a plant if you can't get outside. I like to just touch the leaves because I have a plant I need to repot, and we're not gonna talk about it, but it's been a project for so long. But I just touch the leaves, if it's too cold to go outside, or I can't get out there. Just something to bring you back to this reality briefly, to handle your business. But that is another way to protect yourselves from, folks trying to grab you from up there in the clouds, or just catch you vulnerable, when you're tuned in and not really paying attention to what's in front of you. You can trip over it, right? Aww. Remember these little friendship hearts? You get one half, I get the other. This is I'm getting yin and yang with that. You fit together like puzzle pieces. And it also speaks to just like how imperfect it is. None of us are perfect. We'll never be perfect. It may not be a perfect coming together. There may be some nasty parts to it, some snags, some apologies that need to happen, some forgiveness that needs to be extended. I mean, masculine may need to apologize too, may want to. It just, you have to take the good with the bad. Okay, facts of life. Theme song just came to mind. Those are the facts of life, right? Take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. What else? Oh, I've never pulled this out before. This is an actual crucifix. Does it have little letters on it? I can't tell. I can't see those tiny little letters, but this is an actual crucifix. So, what I'm getting from that is the okay, bear with me. This might sound sacrilegious, but the self-sacrifice it's over. Like, masculine may have been self-sacrificing for this incompatibility. The feminine may be self-sacrificing to, maintain this toxicity, whatever that was, whatever lifestyle was going on that was keeping them from really healing, from getting out of that chasing energy or whatever they consider their demons. It's no more self-sacrifice. I'm getting a whole lot, but it's going to go into a tangent, and I don't want to do that. But that's the difference between Protestant and Catholicism. Protestants do not use crucifixes. They show an empty cross. So somebody could be Catholic, maybe raised Catholic, have some Catholic ideologies. What else? And maybe, you know, that's something that they're getting back into. They're getting back to their roots, or feminine is getting either feminine or masculine. Maybe digging back into religion, getting back to whatever they were taught as kids. This owl, I keep pulling owls. There is wisdom. Being wisdom required for this connection, and going forward, you know, whether there's a union or not, there's a lot of wisdom happening here, especially if you're reflecting and wanting to apologize. And it screams maturity. That's what it just feels like. These two have matured quite a bit. How many is that? Oh, this is another zodiac sign, Aquarius. Okay, that could be significant for somebody. Or the age of Aquarius, something, the Aquarius season. That is 4, 5. Ooh, this is a spider web with the spider. So, that is giving. I'm getting both web of lies, but it doesn't feel negative. It feels like creativity. You know, spiders are supposed to carry creative energy. They're symbols of creativity. The intricacies of webs are like just other. I don't like spiders, but I think they are so cool. You know, if you ever see them in the wild, you can actually see the detail. When they're in your house, you can't see how amazing they are. They look disgusting, but when they're outside, you can actually see how all the work that goes into spinning a web. So could be about lying. It could be about just that, like leaning into the creativity, leaning into creating something that you both want, that you both design yourselves. Once we get past this rejection, the fear of rejection, which it seems like it's happening, and we get over this need for an apology, or the apology is accepted, then we'll be on skates. We'll be ready to go. All right, one more, please, Spirit. It's a crown. That feels like king and queen energy. I'm lying. I'm gonna get one more. King and queen are coming together. Of course, and that's the thing. We can tell ourselves we gotta be on pedestals and we gotta have all these accomplishments and things to be considered king and queen. No, you don't. You gotta be each other's king and queen. I see you as a king, you see me as a queen, vice versa. I see you as a queen, you see me as a king. Just, you know, like that's how your energies are together. And if you see each other like that, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter if people approve. It doesn't matter if, you know, all this other stuff has happened in the past. It's gonna be moot. As when these two come together and they're strong enough to do it, it's not gonna matter. None of this past stuff is gonna matter. You're going to heal each other. Not going to be afraid anymore. You're going to take vacations. Okay, last one. A dolphin. I just pulled a dolphin in the last reading. Dolphins are significant right now. Dolphins are also really agile. I went to, because I love dolphins and sea turtles. I went to this island off the coast of Georgia, very popular, Jekyll Island, for my birthday a couple years ago, and they had a evening boat tour ride that you can go and watch dolphins in the bay. And it was just amazing to watch them jump and swirl around and try to follow the boat. They weren't really following the boat, but they were just coming close enough to they're curious. They're coming a little closer to probably check us out as we're checking them out. They're so intelligent. But there's something about dolphins being really agile, being really skilled swimmers. Somebody could like swimming. Maybe the masculine and the feminine like to swim. But they're also playful. Like, I said something about the Six of Cups earlier. Like, this is just, it's going to be fun, too. You know, take vacations, for God's sakes. Maybe even actually get on skates and ride skates together. Like, you're going to have fun together. So if you've been through so much heartache and so much toxicity and self-blame and self-sabotage and brokenheartedness, and you know, it's you're gonna have the creativity of an Aquarius, the skill and talent of an Aquarius, like that energy. You're gonna have protection, you're gonna have wisdom and maturity, and like that is the best union, in my opinion, just from seeing my parents. It's like when you have two whole people coming together, and whole is relative, two people that have healed enough to come together and love themselves unconditionally, then you can play a little bit. It doesn't have to all be serious and we got to make these plans and we got to stick to them and we have to set examples and have fun, damn it. Like, just have fun with love. Have fun with the person that you love. Because you've been through the hardest part. You've done the hard work. So when you come together, it's like people wait for these connections, twin flame or not, just like waiting for these connections and expecting them to come together, and that it's all business and we got a mission together and we have to let other people know. And don't forget to play, though. Like, just don't forget that it's still a gift from God and you're meant to enjoy it. Have sex. Have a lot of sex. Take vacations together. You know, like, hang out with your friends. Do fun stuff. Host things at your house. Like, don't forget about the fun that's coming with this love. How we're going on that tangent, I don't know, but it's just coming, so I'm saying it. It's supposed to be fun too. That is also the point. So, yeah, that's it. I think that it's I think you want each other. I think you've been afraid for different reasons, but when it's right, it's right. When it's supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen. And I think you're just going to prove to your person that you're not going to hurt them twice. Love is not going to hurt them twice. Because if they're going to be with you, it's going to be right. It's an eternal flame. Yeah, it is. It is. That's lovely. Thank y'all for watching. I love y'all. It's from my imagination to yours.